Can you guys hear me now? Good, bad? Can you guys hear me now?
There you go. You're good.
Thank you. Okay, I think we got it. This has nothing to do with me, everything to do with YouTube, I swear.
Can I say hi?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you guys want to see who's
Not see, but
or hear from whose PC this is?
hello everyone. Oh, the mic's right there. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like pointing there, but yeah.
So if you guys want to see this computer in action, you're going to have to go to twitch.tv/Verowak. Or if someone could link Vero's gaming channel, that'd be great as well.
Yeah, let me just do that right now.
But this here is...
Don't mind the dust. There is no dust.
This is the beast that is getting torn apart today in order to be reborn again.
They're asking for French.
Ceci est le beast
Et le beast.
qui va être défait et refait. Where's Electronic Passion? He's from France. He should come in and hear this.
La bête. Sorry.
Yeah. Verowak's La Belle and this is La Bête.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we do have audio now. So this is the monster that's getting torn down. This is a Intel i7 4790K. It's got 8 gigs of RAM. It has a GTX 1060 6 gig, and this is staying in here. A lot of this other stuff is coming out. SSD is coming out, and yeah. We will see what exactly gets done. So yeah, if audio issues continue, you'll have to adjust your TV sets. That's weird because I hope my mic didn't die, the one I was using before, because that is my only recording mic now. Hopefully that is not it. You know what? Servers make awesome PCs, but not for everything. So some things like gaming, for example, is extremely frequency based. So megahertz, gigahertz based. And you don't want to use a server for gaming, but for regular use, absolutely. Why not? The community is responsible for putting up subtitles on my YouTube channel, so you can go see what the community contributors are up to. Trying to unlatch the PCIe latch now. Sucks, I really can't see, and if I stick my head in there to see, then you're going to see what I look like. And that's a mystery for another day. There we go. Got her out. So this is the GTX 1060 6 gig from PNY. This is going into the new PC. There's no reason to upgrade this unless you're playing AAA titles. So that's it. Yeah, that Patreon tier is super expensive. I meant to say, so it is, some of you have noticed, I did reach 5,000 subscribers today. And I'm really proud of that, but a lot of that is because of the support of my Patreon patrons. I know a few of you get a little uppity when I call you Patreons. And so I want to thank you guys so much for the support. You know, some of you only throw $1 in the hat, but I want to tell you that's an important dollar. It's encouragement, works great. I have a celebratory moment too. Give me one moment here. So I said I'm going to make custom t-shirts, like handmade basically, and give them away to my Patreon patrons. I'll have 5 of them made for my Patreon patrons, and I will raffle them off to the current patrons. If you join today, there's other benefits, but you won't get access to the raffle. The raffle is for my previous, the ones who are already patrons. But in the chat, I'm going to link my first ever merch item. I have made t-shirts that you guys can buy on Teespring if you'd like. So that there is the link to the Teespring Store, and you'll see that there is 2 designs, each of them on white or black. And if you buy the special edition 5,000 subscriber one, it'll only be live for a little while. I'm gonna actually take it down either when I sell enough or when it's been long enough. And those shirts, for the future, if I ever do a meetup, or if I show up at like a like a maker fair or something, and you're wearing that shirt, you either get something special or you're going to be treated somewhat specially. So things like that, I'm thinking of bringing maybe PCBs with me, or stickers, or stuff like that. And if you're wearing one of these 5,000 subscriber shirts, that means you've been around for a long time. You'll be entitled to that, or maybe VIP access or something like that. So that is a special edition shirt. It is more expensive. I don't expect anybody to buy it, but if you're the type that like to get into the ground floor of these things, it's for you. So yeah, it's not going to be for everyone. I completely understand, and I'm fine with that. No problem. But if you're one of those people who like the support from the get-go and you like the special perks, then it's for you. Hey, how's it? Thanks, Chemical, for the super chat. You the man, dog? Vero does not need to buy one to be treated specially. She already gets... Look, I'm building her PC. Look, see? So this is how long ago this 4790K was built. This PNY solid state drive, DRAM-less. This was the best price to performance at the time. Not so much anymore. You'll see the new system that's coming in here is quite a bit quicker. Costs actually about the same, if I'm not mistaken. And it will use much newer technology. So yeah, if you guys want to check out that Teespring, I'm going to put it in the descriptions of the videos from now on. But yeah, the limited edition shirt, like I can't have too many of them in the wild. So it's good. The Patreon shirt, there'll be 6 in the wild total. 6 only. So there'll be 1 for me, and then I'll raffle 5 off to my Patreon patrons. And that'll be at 6 in the wild. The special edition shirt, there'll be a few more. There'll be more than that than 6, but yeah, not a lot. There we go. Take this away. So this is the heart of pretty much any computer. we've got the 4790K 8 gigs DDR3, and I do have another graphics card, the big and bad 550 Ti. So this stuff here is going to go into a relief case, which is this bad boy here. And once I get all that transferred, then I can actually start working on the new PC. Thanks for the super chat, Miss Verowak. Everybody check out twitch.tv/Verowak or youtube.com/Verowak. So this is a Cooler Master Elite 130 case. And this here is the new home for the old 4790K. Now, if you have a 4790K, I will tell you it is perfectly adequate for pretty much everything today. So you don't need to go around and upgrade for no reason. 4790K is a perfectly capable machine. However, if you are exporting large videos, like Verowak does, then you need to get yourself something a little bit faster. Yeah, this was supposed to be an M8TX, but I think it's an ITX motherboard. It is absolutely tiny. This is the what is this? It's a Z97, so Gigabyte Z97N Wi-Fi. So it actually has a dual band with diversity Wi-Fi antenna. It's got USB 3, which was good. Not super common on boards back then. It's got the dual HDMIs for the onboard graphics, so you can run more than one monitor on board. But the 550 Ti, it's sad because this here 550 Ti is older than 4790K, but the graphics are better on this low-end graphics card. So yeah. Oh, I need the I/O shield. Pop that out of the other one. Linux server. I think this is a little overkill. You can run a Linux server on a Raspberry Pi. You don't want to run a ridiculous i7. I have an old Phenom, AMD Phenom 959 Black Edition. That's more suited for a Linux server than this 4790K. A little bit overkill. And if the I/O shield gives you trouble, maybe I can flip this up so you guys can see what I'm doing. If these I/O shields give you trouble, let me just tell you, they give everyone trouble. High-end boards these days have built-in I/O shields, so you don't have to contend with that, but that's not what we have here. This is an older board. Put this in there. Got a bunch of cabling here. Got some fan headers. All this stuff we're going to deal with after. Pop this motherboard back in. There we go. Trying to get this done in a reasonable amount of time so we can go into the new hardware. How's it going, Another Maker? Good for you to join us. By the way, this stream is only functioning today because of Pluggable, actually. I, in a rush, set up their hub, their extension, all their stuff. The only thing that's not working right now is my audio, which is the only thing that I'm streaming on right now. That was part of my old setup, so go figure. Build a Mac clone. Why would you do that? Gadget Reboot's not in here, right? We can make fun of Macs. Wow, look at all of my viewers. So if someone can link the Teespring site again at some point, that would be great. Like I said, special edition. Well, I knew that was going to happen. Special edition T-shirt, 5,000 subscriber special. Limited edition. I'm actually going to limit the run. I don't know how many yet, but I'm going to limit it, and it's never coming back. And I don't think I'm making another special run T-shirt that will be available to the general public for quite a while. I like the idea of collectibles, right? If you were there in the beginning and you supported from the beginning, I think you deserve more, and that's why my Patreons will be getting a special raffle that nobody else is entitled to. And also, if you're not a Patreon because you don't like Patreon policies or whatever, you can go onto the Teespring. How's it going? Oh, I'm starting to recognize some people from Verowak's stream here. So you guys probably aren't used to seeing the PC from this angle. Usually you guys see it on the other end of a stream. Alright, front panel audio. I'm sure that's around here somewhere. AC97 HD audio. So that's this guy. If I remember correctly, this HD audio is a pain in the butt because the graphics card sits like over it. This case is nice and all, but I think I would have made a couple changes. We've got USB here going down this way. Yeah, Verowak's on her phone right now. She has a laptop, but the thing is as slow as molasses in February. It's time for a new one, but the amount of time she uses it is not really worth an upgrade, I don't think. Okay, still need to put the power supply in last. I'm going to put the graphics card in. There's the big Zotac 550 Ti with the loud fan. And that should fit just in here. Oh wait, am I getting screwed over here? Where are the front panel connectors? Let's do the front panel connectors first. Oh, and there's another USB. Where do you go? I think USB's there. Let's see. Here's the front panel connectors. Oh man, I can't see down in this hole. Yeah, so it's an old graphics card, the 550 Ti. It's not a mistake. It's actually a 550 Ti. It's not very good. I wouldn't recommend buying one, but at the time it was decent. Man, I can't see anything. Let's see. Trying not to do an accidental face reveal too. Oh no. They're color coded, which is good, but they're not marked, which is bad. So let me look up the front panel pinout. Alright, so we've got reset in power. Power is along the missing pin. Reset is across from that. So there's the missing pin. So we're looking for awkward as all hell. Alright, power reset. These guys, they go across from each other. Polarity does not matter in these. I'm going to pop them into the green and the red. Power should be on the other side. Kind of like so. And so. I've only built like, what, 20 of these at this point. Should know these by heart, yet I don't. Alright. Get out of there. Reseating RAM just because. Alright, power over here. Yeah, chemical. That's the great part about building it for somebody else, is that I'm not paying for these parts. I'm just putting it together. I get all the fun, and then hopefully nothing breaks, so I'm not responsible for it. But you know, other than that. All right, next. Power LED positive over on this end, negative over on this end. There is a board manufacturer that makes a block that just fits right on top of all these connections, and you don't have to worry about anything. Positive on this end. There we go. Oh, this guy. Is Junk from Work still in here? Because I think he'll appreciate this story. Let me know if Junk from Work still has signs of life here. Right, got the fan plugged in there. COM port, nope, USB over here. So Junk from Work will attest that the deadliest object in a vehicle is a zip tie. So that is from the factory installed zip tie that holds a bushing onto my power steering high pressure line. So that is how I did that. These dims are the half height or half lock dims. Get in there. But yeah, basically, if you've ever worked on cars where there's zip ties, that's pretty much where you get mauled the most. Zip ties. All right. Front panel done. The rest should be accessible, at least until we put the power supply in. I don't have the screws for the SSD, so I'm just going to put the SSD up here, and it's going to rest with double-sided tape probably. SSDs are not hard drives. They're not the same. They don't shake, rattle, and roll like hard drives do. They're not susceptible to shock, vibration, or anything like that. So you can go ahead and mount them pretty much wherever you see fit. They don't need to be stabilized in the same way that hard drives do. Alright, let's see if we can get this in now. Alright. Should be right over there. Now it takes more pressure than you think sometimes to latch these in. But if it takes a scary amount, then maybe back off and try again. Okay, just got to line up the slot with the slot. Make sure my HD connector is not in the way. There we go. Should be. There we go. Clip down. Oh, that scared me. My my fan on the power supply stopped spinning. So are these in the way? Nope, that's good. This is good. These wires are not being pinched. I feel like there's still something preventing it there from going down. Oh, it's because it's not in the frame properly here. If you have NVMe and you're not using it chemical, get an NVMe. Transfer your rapid stuff there, the stuff you need really quick access to. And if not, yeah, just a SATA SSD is fine for most cases. But what I found when I just built my mom's computer is I could have saved like what, $20 for going to a SATA SSD from an NVMe. But that's kind of a false economy. You're only saving $20. You're getting old technology. Get in there. So what's happening now is the case is actually, see right here? So that's where these two little tabs should be going into. But right now, they're not willing. This case has been together and apart a few times, so that could be why, but generally it should go. I also have the HD audio cable here. This is where it was installed before. It went underneath the bridge there. You can try it without it. These compact cases are great if you're going to move the PC around a lot, but if you're not actually needing anything mobile like that, you probably wouldn't want to get something like this. It's also possible that the motherboard is slightly askew. It's also possible that this graphics card, oh yeah, look, I don't know if you can tell, it's actually bent back. There we go. This graphics card has been around the block a little bit. We got it when it was new. We each got one to play World of Warcraft back in the day. There we go, that's better. There, fits perfectly now. Need to find the screws that go up top here though. Those are long gone. Yeah, a couple terabytes would be nice. They make NVMe SSDs in up to 8 terabytes now, but 8 terabytes is huge. It's like way beyond reasonable price at this point. There we go. Got some power supply screws can reuse. And they will fit right in there. No worries. Just need to install the SSD and the power supply, and then we're on to the new stuff. That's in there. I can run the HD audio from the back, I guess. Like so. Alright, that's in. Power supply, totally non-modular. Thermaltake TR2, 500 watts. Not recommended to have a non-modular power supply in a small case like this, but if you are a masochist, this is for you. So I don't remember, did this come out? I think this bar comes out. This power supply, I think Verowak has had for a while now. This is just becoming the backup PC. So don't expect premium quality parts here. And in her new PC, we haven't got her power supply yet because of power supply prices being through the roof and them being an optional purchase right now. So don't expect greatness on the power supply front. I swear there was an SSD here. Okay, it's up there. We're good. I'm looking to get her a modular gold power supply, or semi-modular at least. What do we want? Downwards? Downwards. But yeah, only when stuff goes on sale, because she has two perfectly good working power supplies. Don't need to get too stressed about that. So the Elite case actually has a sort of like a cover. Actually, I think I'm doing this wrong. I think it actually needs to come from the outside. You take this cover off the back here. Yeah, RM Sports, everything that happens to the US during the pandemic, it happens to Canada too. So yeah, we are short on, we're definitely short on power supplies here too. So this comes off, and then I think you install it onto your power supply. Which I think goes like so. It's been a little while since I've installed a computer in this case. Goes there. Should also have two spare of these. Yeah, no 3.5-inch floppy. There is room for a 3.5-inch. In fact, there's a room for a 5.25-inch floppy if we really want it. But we don't want it, so there's that. Okay. I'm gonna try to get this kind of in shot. It's almost like I'm trying to make videos for a living here, but I'm not doing very good at it. Okay, this guy up. I'm going to bring the mess of wires up and over. This should be our CPU. Yeah, so CPU pins. These go up and over. This goes up and over. I'm going to connect these together. I'm going to grab our SSD, which we're going to affix sort of right there. Got here some dollar store two-sided tape, and we've got scissors thanks to a mystery patron who actually forgot them in a box that he sent me, so that was pretty good. They're off to the side like so. I'm gonna overhang it a little bit so that the plugs stick out. There we go. That's not going anywhere. Okay, so we want this guy, the motherboard connection, to go in there. I'll hold the 4-pin on the 20-pin and stuff her in there. Oh no, did they shut down SETI at home? Wasn't Ssd like basically unlimited? Wasn't there more data than there could possibly be processing power? But I guess when something loses funding, right? Funding stops, the fun stops. Oh, I'm installing it upside down. That's fantastic. Yeah, this case, not recommended for building and rebuilding. You build it once, then good. If you're building it like more than once, try something else. At the moment, this is just the only other case we really have. There's no need for the portability anymore, but it's a decent case. It's just difficult to build in. I guess modular cables would also be an upgrade here, but you know, this is going from the A PC to the B PC. In there we go. This is, you gotta make sure that's tight. We're only using one 4-pin, which is weird because this 4790K is quite power hungry. So we'll just put one 4-pin in for the CPU. And I think the new computer uses only a 4-pin as well, which is weird. There we go. Okay, we need PCIe power for our graphics card. So PCIe usually is the 6 plus 2. So there's a single 6, but there's a 6 plus 2 there. This one just needs a single 6, so we can pop that on there. And we also need SATA power for our SATA hard drive, like so. And by SATA I mean, by hard drive I mean SSD. And we need our SATA cable. That'll go into here. Just wait until you guys see the other PC build. There's hardly anything to it. And I'm going to plop this down into one of the SATA ports, like so. And if you think I'm going to cable manage this one, you're thinking wrong, because everyone's here to see the new build, not the old build. Plug our auxiliary power for our... Oh, that's deadly. Look at that, the pins came right out. That's not good at all. This is for our front. I think there's a 140mm fan in the front. But if these cables are going to be sticking out like that, that's not good. They can short, which can cause a hard shutdown of the power supply, which could then cause data corruption or even damaged components. That's not good. Let's just make sure this is well in there before we force it in. So you can actually just line up the holes and give it a wiggle instead of a push. One of the pins isn't cooperating. Yeah, that's not good. There we go. Push all back in. That should be fine now. And now we can push our power supply back in. Just going to take all these cables and feed them out of the way. So the CPU fan is going to be pushing air through. The power supply fan will be blowing air from, and then you've got an intake 80mm on the side there. So it's not the quietest case, it's not the highest quality case, but it's decent. Does its job, then some. need my screwdriver. Chemical. Thank you so much for the super chat. You should have just bought a t-shirt, Chem. What are you doing? Oh, and I installed it backwards. Well, I guess we're gonna have a top exhaust then. There we go. So there we go. The CPU will have its fresh air. I sure hope the top of the case is vented, because or else there is no air that's going to go through there. Get in there. I don't have any selfies, Chemical. I should put one of your dogs on my Teespring store, on one of the shirts, and see how much we sell. Then I'll give you all the profits I make off that. How's that sound? Chemical addiction may act tough in chat, but he's rescued dogs. Give them good lives. He's a softie. You know what, Ryan? Selfie sticks are actually very useful, because they are the cheapest way to strap a camera, like a camera phone, somewhere. I think Pile of Stuff uses like 3 of them in his filming, just for here, there, and everywhere. Okay. This cable management isn't going to win any awards. That's okay. If you wanted award-winning stuff, you wouldn't be on this channel right now. Bullshit, Chemical. You can make yourself a Teespring account. And with the money you make, you can order shirts for yourself. Oh, this is I really just needed to get this PC apart so I can use the other case for the real build. This is not a I'm not putting my tender love and care in this one. Okay, that's good. Just gonna shove all this down like so. Now, if you cared, you could zip tie this, but honestly, the only person that's going to be working on this is this guy. The top of the case is vented. If you guys were concerned, no need for concern. Put this down like this, slider forward, and there we go. The thumb screws are elsewhere. So this build is complete. So that's the Cooler Master Elite 130. But enough of this. You guys came to see the big show. And here it is. So starting with the Msi Be 450 Tomahawk Max. So this is the motherboard of choice for best price to performance ratio. You'll get extremely good performance. You can put a Ryzen 9 3950 on here if you wanted to. It will also be compatible with next generation Ryzen CPUs. So this thing is incredible. It's got aluminum heat sinks here, there, and everywhere. The only premium thing that it doesn't have, the only feature that's on a premium board that this one doesn't have, is the built-in I/O shield. No built-in I/O shield. However, Built-in HD audio with audio separation. There's actually enough space that it's not supposed to pick up noise. It's got gigabit LAN. It's got USB 3.1 Gen 2 USB-C. And it's got USB 3.1 Gen 2 regular USB-A. And it's got 2 USB 3. Yeah, is this 3.1, 3.2, whatever, Gen 2, and then USB 2s. You got your PC port. You got graphics on board because of the fact that you can use a graphics enabled chip on here. I'm just going to make doubly sure that there's no metal garbage here. Alright, so that is our motherboard, B450 Tomahawk Max. The only difference between the Max and the non-Max is the Max is pre-enabled for Ryzen 3000. Next up is the killer price to performance. This is a 8-core 16-thread Ryzen 7 3700X. So yeah, some people are going to be saying, "Oh, why don't you get the? Why don't you wait for the XT? Why bother?" There is not going to be a 3700 XT, and to be quite honest, the 3700X is such a beast for the price. This was a no-brainer. Yeah, it does. It's true. It does have a larger BIOS, which means that it can support the 4000 series, which is nice. This CPU comes with the Wraith Prism. Yeah, Wraith Prism. So this is a RGB cooler, but I mean, look, on the Intel side, most of the CPUs don't even include a cooler. This thing has not only a box cooler, but it has a phenomenal box cooler. So you got your RGB connection there. You've got a other more differenter. This is a USB connection actually to control RGB. Comes pre-applied with thermal paste. You've got bunch of heat pipes. This is a fantastic cooler that simply comes included in the box. This is fantastic. So that is safely away. So that's that. Next up, we have 1 terabyte of NVMe storage. This is XPG SX8100. This is PCIe Gen 3. That's okay because the B450 only supports Gen 3. But this is one of the fastest. It's got a large DRAM cache, comes with a stick-on heatsink. This thing is just about as fast as the 970, the Samsung 970, and the SN750. That would be the Western Digital Black. So this thing is blazing fast. No worries about that. Got this handled. Yeah, you know what? AIOs, I have no problems with them. I would never recommend them though. If you're like into it and you want an AIO, by all means, go nuts. But if you're just in it for just like building computers for other people, for example, you don't want an AIO because they do leak or they do get gummed up on the inside. So I wouldn't recommend it for a maintenance-free type solution. Alright, so next and final item on the list is this crucial. Is this crucial? Yeah, it's crucial. So Ballistics, 16 gigs of RAM. Now before you go all up in arms, this is not 32 gigs of RAM. 16 gigs is still plenty for video encoding, which is what Vero is going to be doing mainly on this computer, is streaming and video encoding. She needs a lot of cores. Clock speed does help, but RAM quantity does not. RAM speed does matter though. And so because of the RAM speed, I don't know if you can see this. So this is 2 sticks of 8 gigs at 3600 CL16 speed. So this is quick. This is fast RAM with low latency. Perfect pairing for Ryzen. Ryzen loves to eat up the cycles like that. So there we go. Alright, so as you'll see now, this is actually pretty simple to build. The main components go on directly on the board, and then we just chuck everything together, chuck it into the chassis, plug in the front panel connectors, which is pretty shit. Let's see, this is the B450 Tomahawk Max, comes Ryzen 3000 ready. There we go. Yeah, I love that joke. I don't care what anybody says. Alright, so careful with the CPU. Now, although I'm building this for Vero, if I drop this CPU, I am out 450 some odd dollars, so that is not what I'm intending to do. There we go. That's in. The stressful part is now over. Usually, if you want to install RAM without looking at the motherboard specs, your RAM will actually go the second one, like you got CPU, second one, and skip one, and last one. So basically, your CPU, you just line up your notches here. So your CPU is there. This one's empty, populated, empty, populated. And they slide in one side. So this side here is not actually, oh, this one's latched. Oh, some of them are single latch. You just push that down until it clips. There we go. Same thing here. You line up your notch, the notch here, like this. And if I have any issues, I mean, it's easy to just slot the RAM back and forth. It's not a problem. Next is our Nvme Ssd. Now I don't have the little screw there. It must be in the motherboard box. There it is. So do not lose this. They are extremely cheap from eBay, but if you need to order one, you won't get one in time. If you buy them local, they cost a small fortune. So it's like something like $9 for this tiny little Phillips. It's a special Phillips. So don't lose it. So I'm using my Weha magnetic screwdrivers here. Seems to be a number 1 Phillips, not a number 0. Yeah, there we go, number 1 Phillips. Okay, and then we take our Nvme Ssd, and then you line it up where it needs to go. So I'm going to pop it in here, and you see that the post needs to be over there. So I can just take this out, like so, pop it into the correct space for the SSD size, like so. Pop this guy into there, and you bend this down, and you see there's a little crown there, and that crown is what will accept the screw. And all this is, you don't have to tighten this super tight. All it is it stops this from flipping up and out of the socket. It is not, you don't torque this down super tight, just enough so it doesn't back out. That's it. Then you can install your SSD heatsink. Now heatsinks are actually they have double duty on NVMe SSDs. So you actually need to keep the controller cool but the DRAM warm. So this here helps spread the load between the two, so you end up with an averaged temperature. So that's good. All right. So we're almost done already, aside from actually installing it in the PC. Usually the SATA 1 stops working when you use the Nvme Ssd, but we'll see about that. Alright, I guess we're up to the heatsink and pre-applied thermal paste, so don't have to worry about that. You want to make sure there's no plastic cover over it. And now you definitely want the AMD logo to be facing sort of down is this way, so you want the letters to be upright. So you can either do it this way or this way, but since the retention mechanism is just these two clips that go on here and here, you do it this way. So here you want to be a little careful, because you do want to get this in one shot. You don't want to be smearing around that paste too much. If you're really scared, you can also change the thermal paste right off the bat. Some people say that the stock thermal paste is not the greatest, but it's fine. This is a 65 watt TDP part, so I wouldn't be too concerned about it. So you basically put these two arms over the clip, like so, and then you flip this lever down, and that puts an enormous amount of tension on the CPU. So now this is all connected. This guy here needs to go into a CPU fan header. CPU fan is this one here. That will be PWM controlled. That can go like so. There we go. So that is good, and that is all we need to do, and we can drop it into the case now, do our final connections. I will be installing Windows 10 Pro. So that is good. Oh, we might as well do this these USB connectors too. Yeah, you get used to the clip retention force. It's quite a bit, but it is what it is. Alright, so I do believe that these guys come out, and you use these tiny little Pico blade connectors. That's a 3-pin, yep. There we go. And then this goes to USB. So this will be a USB 2. What do we have? JRGB1, JPTM, USB 1. Put that over here for now, and we'll tuck the wires a little bit better later. Get in there. One of the downsides of the case, oh, that's not right. That's the, oh, that's a front panel. USB is this one. USB 1. One of the downsides of Verowak's case right now is that it has very little front I/O. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So I'll take this away. And here is our case back again. So here we've got our two 8 pins that'll be for the, or two 4 pins that'll be for the CPU. Yes, you're watching a live feed. I think so, at least. Can somebody link the Teespring Store if anyone is interested, please. I think Verowak was saying this fan here. Oh yeah, this thing is loud as all hell. We're just gonna remove this fan. It is super loud. The bearings blew in it, so no good no more. Yeah, Chabs, you have the PO box address. You can send $40 fans our way. They're a nice, I would say, Noctua fans are a great luxury, but they're super expensive. Thank you. All right, so just to explain the Teespring Store for those of you who haven't, that weren't here for a while, I have finally hit 5,000 subscribers, and so to commemorate this, I have made a special edition 5,000 subscriber shirt as well as regular shirts. If we ever meet in public at a public like an engagement event, not like on the street, but you will either get special treatment or special items from me if you're wearing that shirt. I'm gonna let it sell for a limited amount of time, or a little limited amount of quantities, and after that it will be gone forever. So you'll be forever known as that supporter that got in before the 5,000th, or at the 5,000th celebration. For my Patreons, well, you guys will be entered into a drawing to get one of 5 bespoke t-shirts that I will hand make. I'll probably make a video on hand making them because you guys deserve it, and there's no other way to get those than to be a Patreon before today. If you want to become a Patreon to support me, I appreciate it. Well, you know what, if you run to the streets and I have something I can give you, I'll probably give it to you. You know, like if I'm carrying boards with me or something. But in general, like if I can, you know, if I can notice you that you're wearing the shirt, then you're gonna get special treatment. You know what I mean? Alright, one more thing we need to do before we install the motherboard into here. Install the rear I/O shield. Chemical, you are a Patreon before today, so you are in the drawing for the custom handmade t-shirt. You are in it already. So you don't need to purchase a 5,000 subscriber commemorative t-shirt if you don't want to, because you're already in the special Patreon drawing. I need to either pay $300 to buy a t-shirt press, or I need to borrow one before I can do the drawing, but you're in it. I basically have records of all my people who are in Patreon. How's it going, Chaggy? How's life across the pond? Yeah, all my Patreon patrons are already in the drawing. I have records of who's a Patreon, so I don't really need to track those things independently. So yeah, if you're thinking of joining today just for the t-shirt, don't do it. You won't be entered. You have to be a Patreon before this stream. But I gave you guys ample warning. Alright, time to drop this whole beauty into this beast. Hopefully no miscalculations. Just barely fits. Run that power cable around there. Okay. front panel connectors are kind of in the way. So basically, I don't know if you can see there, but there's these tabs. You need to get underneath those tabs and over the standoffs without scratching the bottom of the board. Okay, and you just put it down like this, and now we've got our 6 screws we can put in. I did not redo standoffs, no. They were already in place from, I know the other case was a MATX, and the other motherboard was even smaller, but no, I didn't redo it. It just came to my attention though that a lot of these screws I don't have. No problem, I'll just go get some. So these are the baggies from these motherboards, I mean these cases. No, Mrs. Wack, you don't have to draw anything. 3, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9? Yeah, 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you don't need to draw anything because I'm going to, it's basically going to be a special shirt that I'm going to design and vectorize, then cut on the Cricut, and then do vinyl transfer. It's going to be a whole cool thing, I think. And it's just going to be a nice way to thank my patrons for being there, you know, pre 5,000 subscribers. Alright, screw these in. Also, if you guys have heard that you're not supposed to use a magnetic screwdriver while building a PC, that is that's a myth. There's not enough magnetism in your screwdriver to damage anything on your PC. So you can use magnetic screwdrivers. I wouldn't go dropping neodymium magnets on the PCB anywhere, but your regular old screwdrivers are just fine. Well, to be fair, Vero, you did design my logo, which are being used on Teespring right now. So if somebody buys a T-shirt, I can give you some money for your design work, Vero. I mean, isn't that what you already do? Don't you have like kind of like every bite of cereal is a new bowl? Go ahead and tighten these down. Oh, that one one did not go in. Use if you don't have milk for your cereal, use apple juice. Why you no work? I'm more evil than Sauron. Is that some dude from Harry Potter? For some reason, this last standoff is fighting me. Oh yeah, Star Wars TNG. Yeah, I've heard of that. So I think they didn't. I think they messed up this standoff. Looks like the thread is bigger. Let's try a bigger screw. The razor pin under it. Oh, see it? That's weird. Bigger screw did it. Oh well, whatever. Okay, so this will go like around here somewhere. We're gonna plumb that in after. We can do the motherboard power connection over like this. As you can see, like the power cabling is a lot cleaner in here. I've got a lot of friggin' fan headers on this PCB, but it's not necessary, I don't think, because I think these two are plugged into the power supply, and these two here also plugged into the power supply, because I didn't take them off really. So that's something. So we're gonna need to plug these guys in here. Sure these things are SATA facing forward. There's SATA. Oh, this one's awkward. I have to go over here. Which one's SATA 1? This one's SATA 2. So I go there, like that. This guy's another SATA here. What I love about the SATA standard is it's been the same. It hasn't changed yet. So even SATA 1 through 3 are the same connectors. There we go. Okay, that's good. We can do our, we'll do our CPU power since we're here. Would be nice for the CPU to actually have power. Oh shit, it's already 9 o'clock. Getting close to my bedtime. I have to work tomorrow, unfortunately. Get more cuts on my arms from zip ties, certainly. There we go. That's done. Let's do the front panel that I've been avoiding. Power and reset. I think the power was on the side of the missing pin. reset. Opposite of that. No, this is a USB for the RGB. The fan header is back here. I wish there was a USB over here, but there isn't. So you can control it with your motherboard's header, but I think USB is fine. HDD, no, I don't remember. HDD positive on the outside, so that's this guy. And power LED. They really should just put a bridge rectifier on these things. Doesn't help that when I put my hands there to work on it, it blocks my view. Power LED negative here, power LED positive here. HDD positive on the outside here. This is absolutely my least favorite part of building a PC, is doing the stupid front pin headers. There we go. So that's done. We got USB 3 you can install in here. Very nice, positive connection. HD audio. JCOM, J Audio 1. This way here. Yeah, I know they do make extenders, but yeah, no. Okay, so that's that. Okay. I think we're good. All the power connections, all the drive connections have stayed the same. Haven't undone anything. Vero's got 2 mechanical hard drives, one 1 terabyte SSD, and now she has one terabyte NVMe SSD. I'm going to put the GPU in. That is this big boy here, the PNY GTX550 6GB. And the only tricky part about this is that you have to make sure that the 2 little forks here, that they go behind the case. And I can see that actually this board is so big that you actually have to remove one extra one here. So Vero is a master of timing. When she needed a new graphics card, it was during the mining craze. So she got a GTX 1060 because it was the best deal we could find. And now, this time when she needs a new PC, it is in the aftershocks of Corona. So, you know, it is what it is. There we go. Pop this guy in there. Another problem Vero had before is that she didn't have enough PCIe to kind of do whatever she wanted with. She had basically just the one for the GPU, but now she has so much room for activities. So is this another? That's another USB. So am I missing? Oh, there's a USB there. Perfect. Thought I was going to be missing something here. Get in there. There we go. Okay, and we got the 6 plus 2 PCIe power. Yeah, lots of room. And in you go. There we go. There's not too much tidying that I can do in this case. There's no basement cover for this guy. And I think that's good. So this will run kind of loosely around there. That's fine. I think that's it. So now all we need to do is to plug it up. And I hope it works. Crossing my fingers. I have a capture device so you guys can see the boot up. I just don't know if it'll actually work. Let me plug in a mouse, USB 2, like so. On. And a keyboard, USB 2 as well, like so. Need a power cable right here. Gonna plug it into the wall right here. That is a thing. That's good. No lights on yet. The power supply is on though. So should get some lights somewhere. Just need now an HDMI over here. So hopefully this works. This is going into an Elgato capture card. Let me turn on, oops, forgot these two screws here. Let's just do that first. Don't know where they went. Huh. I really don't know where they went. They're somewhere. Seems important. Damn you, lack of organization. Ah, there they are. Found them. And like this. They can be pretty important just to make sure there's no wobble when you plug in things. No, not underneath the motherboard, Chaggy. How dare you? There we go. Alright, so no guarantees on the capture device. I couldn't get my Raspberry Pi captured, but we'll see. Okay, so the black space right there, I don't know if you guys can see a black space, that should be, let me get installation media. Super speed type C. Alright, let's give it a shot. Ooh, look at the RGB-ness. Well, look at all the dust kicking around all over the place too. Seems to be functioning. Need the screen to catch up here. The Elgato is plugged in. Screen turned green. I'm capturing something there, but not there. Yeah. F1 to run setup. Let's do that. Damn, you guys can't see it? Let me see if I can... let me see if I can get it to work. Let's see. Is it going to work? I can see it on my screen just fine. We're running at 3.6 gigahertz base clock. We got 8 cores. We got hyper-threading. Yeah, I can see the one moment please too. I'm not sure if it'll capture it. Come on. Don't be a dickhead. I'm gonna unplug and plug back in. Let's see. I don't think so, no device. Come on, capture it. It worked for you, right? Right, Vero? The Elgato worked. What's this say? Configure video. Huh? PC. Standard. Done. No, you still have to enable the I think it's AHCI, I think it's what it's called. Remove. Yes. Plus. Video capture device. 2. Okay. Still not working. Oh yeah, XMP. There we go. Damn, guys, I think I won't be able to capture it. It doesn't seem to be working. Like, the pass-through works. I can see it on my monitor. But yeah. That's a no-go. Let's see. Go to I guess I could do that. Alright, if you're motion sick, hang on to your horses here. Well, don't know if you'll be able to. Hold on. Yeah, I can't swing it far enough. Yeah, sorry guys. Let me just reconfigure this a little bit. Oh boy. Trying not to pull out everything out of the wall. And there. Sorry, but this is as good as it's gonna get for you guys. Get rid of that. Just gonna freaking remove this. So here we are. I just turned on XMP, but it's not. The profile's not saved yet. And basically, let's just change our boot priority. USB key. This is the one. Take that one. Move it to priority 1. And then we want to save and exit. Can't see anything. Oh wow, it's a graphical BIOS. You can actually exit. Yes. All right. It's funny because now it's passing through the Elgato, but it's doing so for no reason. There we go. This is proof that the PC does boot, though. Oh yeah. Some sort of gaming. Uh-oh. Is it boot looping? Oh. Delete key to enter setup. Okay. Language to install. English. Keyboard. Canadian. French. Multilingual standard. English. Canada. Language, sure. Next. Install now. I'll put it in Swedish, Chaggy, but you'll have to install Windows only. Uh, 1 terabyte. I mean, that looks like that's our new drive, right? Usually I do this with the drives unplugged. But this one's called Epic Vero Pandasaurus Rex. The problem is, yeah, okay, free. Look, this one's got stuff in it. See, it's only got 279 left. This one's a 6 terabyte. Okay, so it's definitely this one. All right. So we want new, full, yeah. Apply. Yep. Yeah, I really should have unplugged everything else, but I didn't. So in there, drive to partition 4, format, make doubly sure, yeah. And next. There we go. So this should be pretty quick because we are running NVMe. Although the one bottleneck is the USB key, because unfortunately the NAND flash used on USB keys are not the fastest, but everything else in the system is damn fast. I'm actually not even sure if this CPU is turboing yet either, so because I think it needs a little bit of data from the OS to turbo, from the chipset maybe, because I know you have to install chipset drivers. So yeah, this shouldn't take long though. This ain't no Windows XP install on a friggin' bunch of CD-ROMs. Waiting. So I think right now it's decompressing and storing files in RAM before it can proceed with the installation. Which is actually funny because it didn't ask me which version I want to install yet. So it might be actually decompressing everything, and then when you select the version, then it's going to go. Okay, installing features, installing updates. Yeah, it's going quick now. Why didn't you ask me if I wanted Pro? That's the question. Hasn't even asked me for a key yet, either. Restarting. That's done. Restart now. I'm gonna yank the USB out. I think we're done with that. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, we are now running at, let me just move the monitor precariously, 3600 megahertz of RAM now. CPU is sitting at 34 degrees C, but don't forget there's a monitor sitting on top of it. So there's that. And let's change our boot priority. Where did the mouse go? There it is. Alright. Oh man. No acceleration. This is the one. Move that to top boot priority. Oh man, mouse acceleration needs to be set. Huh. Yes. I was saying version. Version. How do you Americans say it? Verzion? It's a common. Did just boot loop. Don't you dare boot loop on me. I wasn't paying attention. It either did something quicker than the loading screen or it boot looped. Anybody paying attention? Did it boot loop? Or did Windows get itself stuck up its own butt? Windows does do that. Come on. The RGB is certainly working. So, I mean, that's pretty much all you need in a computer. You guys watch this for a second. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Make sure this doesn't fall off the desk. Why won't you just load? Oh, there we go. Had to complain. Canada. Yes. Multilingual standard. Skip. Skip for now. Don't have internet. Don't want to sign in. No. Do this after. Did you just boot loop again? I'm not sure what's going on here. Oh, no. Okay, it's just Windows being Windows. No, I said no. You do not have my consent. No. All right. Oh, there we go. Oh, you guys can't see the text. Oh, interesting. No password. We're gonna make a password off camera so that nobody can see it. No. Don't use online speech recognition. No. No location-based experiences. No. Don't want you to find my stuff. No. No. Stop. No telemetry. No. We're actually going to run some scripts later on to get rid of all of Windows' useless stuff. I'm sure there's almost nobody watching at this point because we're just watching Windows install, and that takes forever. There we go. We're at desktop now. Now, what's great about modern Windows is they have a reasonable grasp on, like graphics drivers and stuff right off the bat, which is very nice. The funny part is they haven't asked me to put my license key, which I have bought 2 days ago, but I'm sure that'll come up at some point, especially once I connect to the internet. Now, plug in my USB. No, that's not at all support. No, wrong USB. There we go. Alright, so let's see this thing stretch its legs. Oh no, wait. Oh yeah, damn. I wanted to install whatever. Extract. Yeah. Wanted to install 7-zip and web browser 2. And then do a Cinebench run. But I guess I'll do the drivers first. Okay. I don't know if I need the RAID drivers. Let's skip them. Where's the chipset? There's the chipset drivers. Yeah, I love doing Cinebench runs. Need any of these things, but oh well. It will be nice to have software overclocking, which is neat because then if it fails, you still have your booting. Oh hey Chemical, you're back. I'm glad people are still watching. Linux is great for a lot of things, but it's terrible for other things. Oh wait, it's already done. That's good. Like, I'm not one of those people that says that Windows is the end-all be-all, but at the same time, like, you have to realize that Linux has serious limitations. Well, I'm glad 20 people are watching. Restart later. Oops, finish. Like, one example is you'll never be able to put your elderly parents on a Linux machine and say, you know what, you figure out the rest. It's just not going to happen. I do have some Linux videos coming in the near future. That should be interesting. Let's see if I can get the Elgato to work. I think Windows is the great all-arounder. It doesn't do anything particularly well, but it does do pretty much everything. Let's restart this. It shouldn't boot to the USB. I hope not. I did put a whole bunch of software as well on one of these USBs for my parents' computer build. Not sure which one it was though. They do have an OS for elderly. It's called Mac OS. You can't really get lost in there. But yeah, you know, it just is what it is. There is no the truth is there is no one. Geez, how the hell do I go File Explorer anymore? Sure. I don't want that garbage. Pin this there. Alright. Add-ons. There's Cinebench. Drivers. That's for the other one I did. We can run... Should I run Cinebench without even having the 1060 drivers? Why not? Ryan, is React the one that Linus just used to play games on Linux? Oh, accept. All right. Give her. Man, look at that thing crunch. Task manager. Ah, come on. More details. Performance. Logical processes. Look at that. Turboing up to 4 gigahertz. You can do it. Man, this thing is... this thing just chomps through stuff like crazy. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not a Linux hater. I'm just a realist. Is that when you go find a piece of software, most likely it was built for Windows. Look at that, man. RAM is like unaffected. That's crazy. 3.8 gigs used. That's it. That's all. Is it finished? It's finished. Yeah, 3700X. 4766. It says it doesn't know what kind of Windows I'm running yet. Yeah, this thing's a beast. It's no Threadripper, but holy crap, man. It does do a good job. Oh, here we go. Chrome, Firefox, Sumatra PDF, VLC. Oh, it's gonna install Zoom too. Yuck. Do I have to use Edge? Oh no, I can't use Edge. I don't even have internet. Yep, I guess it'll install Zoom. Oh well. An error occurred. Well, that's not good. Don't. No. It's Internet Explorer 11. Get out of here. Don't like you. The fan sound, well, if you're hearing a fan now, it's actually the power supply for the LED lights up there. I actually can't hear this computer at all. I have a super loud power supply. Yeah. Long story about that. I have plans to replace the fan on it with a 120mm fan, but I don't know if you know this, but 120mm fans are like $10 a pop, and then I still have to design a holder for it and all sorts of stuff. Well, I think this ends the amount of stuff I can do without internet. So this will be the last couple minutes of the stream here. So why don't you guys shoot me with a bunch of questions if you got them, and I will answer them as best as I can. Yeah. And if not, then we're gonna call it a day. Hardware info, copy here. Yeah, see, look at that. When you got multiple items that have to transfer, USBs really fall flat on their face. So, well, I guess you guys don't really have many questions for me, which is fine. Not too concerned. I'm going to make some space over here, put the monitor back in a reasonable spot. I'm going to try to do some installing of some software that Vero is going to use in her non-chemical. You're already surpassed my level of awesome. Nice try though. Meaning of life is 42 BW's electronic. Even the USB-C thumb drives are not great because they're still USB 3.0. There are some like Nvme via Thunderbolt 3 type thumb drives, which are super expensive but amazing. Yes, back to work tomorrow, RJM. I work 2 days a week at the shop. I try not to do more than that. Our AC is broken right now too, so it's going to be like 30 degrees Celsius tomorrow and like 95% humidity, so it's going to suck. So that's not great, but it is what it is. Like, as much as I like my Patreons, I can't exactly retire on that money. No, you know what? I hope they adopt USB-C in permanence, like for everything. The USB-C connector spec is amazing. It's fast enough to carry a Thunderbolt 3 connection. It's fast enough to drive two 4K 60 displays. So I think USB-C as a connector is fantastic, and I think USB, USB 4, whatever the next generation will be, will still be able to use USB-C. So I'm down for it. We can keep it. How much time and research did I put into this build? Any parts you're considering but decided against? Yes. So the only like major, I'm gonna move this monitor while I speak. The only major decisions I had to make were, what are the best parts I can get for the best price? So basically, we paid full price for only a few parts. One of them is the B450 motherboard, but I believe that was worth it because the Tomahawk Max is the highest end B450 board that's a reasonable thing. It's not any gold studded or anything. So it paid full price for that, but they were nowhere in stock anywhere because of their reputation. So the B450 Max Tomahawk, that one was a hard choice to go for full price. 3700X I knew was the right choice because the 3800X was something like 5% better and 15% more expensive, or 10% more expensive. Didn't make very much sense. The XT is still a long ways away from being like regular retail price in Canada. So yeah, this thing is the right choice. Yeah, it's the answer to it's every answer, isn't it? I really love the fact that the 3700X comes with such a beefy cooler from the factory. There's no messing around. You can actually use this in permanence. You don't need a better cooler. When I won my 8086K in an Intel contest, I still had to buy a cooler, and this thing just comes with it. It's amazing. I wish there was a SKU with and a SKU without, basically, and then they would know. Then they would find out, which one's what's worth it and what's not. Ryzen is AMD Ryzen. It's a RYZEN. It's because it's the Zen architecture, so they called it Ryzen. So yeah, this is an AMD Ryzen 7 3700X. She only had one PC, the 4790K, the one I took out of here to put this into it. So this will be her main streaming and gaming computer at the same time. I'm not 100% sure what she has planned for the 4790K, but she has been talking about something that might require a PC to do, and I'm not sure if it's public information yet, so I won't be able to tell you. But yeah, so she might be using it just as a second computer. The 4790K is a perfectly capable chip. It's fantastic. Verowak is streaming with it, no problem. It's just that exporting videos takes longer than 1-to-1. So if she has a 2-hour video, or let's say a stream which is 6 hours, she has 3 2-hour videos to chop from that. So that's 6 hours. It takes more than 6 hours to export those 6 hours of video. This guy here should do it much quicker. The Facebook PC is amazing. Actually, my it's faster than my parents needed. But the reason why I went with those parts is because if I would have saved them a little bit of money, they would have got something a lot slower. So, yeah, they love it. Yes, there are videos of coming of me trying out some Linux stuff. I'm not a pro at Linux, so it's basically going to be like an idiot tries Linux type video. And from there, the comment section is usually pretty brutal. So they're going to tell me that I used the wrong distro, or I should have done this, or I should have done that. And I think I'm going to take that information and spring off from there. There's also some people that I trust. There's a few of my Patreon patrons that are very into Linux that I can ask for their advice. There are some people in my YouTube friends group that are really into Linux that I can ask. So yeah, there will be some videos coming soon. And I'm going to start small. I'm probably going to start because I want to get my Raspberry Pi up and going on Raspbian. I sort of have an idea. I want to try to make my workspace over that way a little bit more like set up. So I'm probably going to have a Raspberry Pi running Linux there, and that'll be the start of it. Yeah, actually my comment section is quite torn, because half of you are like the greatest people on earth and the other half are the scum. so there's that. I'm glad so some guy went on a rampage a few days ago saying that I don't know what I'm doing and whatever, and I mean, some people came to my rescue, which was great. But yeah, this is fantastic. I'm actually excited that Vero's got a new PC, because she is extremely patient and and needs a computer that goes much faster. So this is nice. Those multi-threaded workloads, which is pretty much all she does, to be honest, will be crushed by this thing, which will be great. Next is you guys need to convince her to get a new graphics card. But being in Canada, graphics cards are super expensive. I don't know if you guys know, but yeah. But the GTX, RTX, let's say 2080 is like $1,000. So yeah, she doesn't make much money from streaming, like at all. Yeah, it's hard to justify $1,000 purchase when your thing is already working. Yeah, I get it. These people have like pent up rage and things don't go their way. Like, I'm not upset at them. Like, they're like, clearly something else isn't working in their lives, right? But at the same time, it's like, what are you doing, man? Like, how do you get so offended off of something that you didn't pay for? You know what I mean? Like, you just flip to the next video. And I let him rant and rave because honestly, YouTube loves engagement. So, I mean, the more this guy was complaining in my comment section, was the more he was like encouraging people to come to the comment section. Well, it's not really a group, Mr. Jayam. So, no. It's more like we just communicate with each other. I thought I had tightened all these, but maybe not. I did get a little ahead of myself there. Those might actually be the wrong screws. Oh well, I'm not too concerned. I've got a lot of updates to do on this thing. Well, it's I was more talking about bouncing people that diss me, but I mean, whatever. Whatever floats your boat, man. That's the thing too. Like, I'm not. I'm an automotive tech, right? I'm not exactly fragile either. So, if you got criticisms, like if your criticisms are valid, then they're more than welcome. Like, you should share them. But if you're talking garbage for no reason, then get out of here. If you start bashing other people in my comments section, then even worse. That's right, BWs. So that's why I let him go off on his tangent. But the guy is hilarious because he's telling me, like, don't reply to me. I don't want you to reply to me. But it's like, you're leaving comments on my channel. So I'm going to reply to you. And he's like, oh, I don't need anybody to tell me anything. And then you go to his channel and all the video comments are disabled, so he can't take criticism, but he loves giving it, right? So one of those guys. So I try not to get too worried about stuff like that. And like I said, he was boosting my channel up, so it is what it is. Yeah, I appreciate you guys commenting, because you guys, you don't understand how important it is. Like, YouTube pushes for comments. They really want you guys to like, they choose which videos to recommend based on like how many comments they're generating and stuff. So if you guys leave comments, like even like, oh, thanks for the video or whatever, first of all, I love seeing those comments because it encourages me to keep going. But second of all, like, it's fantastic because YouTube's like, oh, people like this guy. So, that is that. Like so. My thumb screws are back here. I wish I could do this all the time. I wish my viewers would like send me parts and return shipping. And then I build them their computers and then put it in their return shipping box, and then away it goes. That would be a fantastic job. Oh, I don't know if my face got into view there. Whatever. Well, I think that'll be it. I am losing you guys, so just one last time. So that is the Teespring Store. If you guys want a t-shirt, there's a limited edition one there. I know it's expensive. I've made it a little bit more expensive anyways, just because it's limited edition. The regular t-shirt though, I'm actually not making that much money off of because I set the prices fairly low. So go get yourself one if you want one. It supports the channel. Other than that, I want you guys to have a great evening, and maybe we'll do this again when I need a new computer. I don't think it'll be anytime soon, but I mean, some point. I love building PCs. Have a good night, everyone, and thanks for hanging out.